Now, most of us have learned to plan our routines around blackout schedules, but over 100 Orange Farm residents have been off the grid for over 3 years now. The residents were told to pay a penalty of 6,500 rands, but despite even making those down payments, they still remain cut off. Our senior reporter, ENC's Aviwe Mtila, brings us the very latest on this story. And Aviwe, a very warm good morning to you, colleague. I mean, it seems like it's never ending when it comes to these scheduled or unscheduled blackouts. You were recently in Cosmos City relaying how businesses, residents are reeling because of going without electricity for hours on end. But it seems the same problem also persists for Orange Farm, but this time it's been 3 years.
Well, Tumela, I thought I'd seen it all in Cosmos City when I was there, where they were telling me that they were having 1 hour of electricity per day. Here, it's been more than 3 years without a drop of electricity or even, a shadow of light. Basically, they've been in the dark, and it's actually more than those 100 families, I'm told, on the ground here. It's around 10 transformers that have been out, and each transformer caters for about 50 families. So it's over 500 families and households that have been impacted. No electricity for at least 3 years. In fact, I am joined by some of the community leaders here to understand what's happening. Mabutemba Kumalo, as well as Mamunombulelo Shongwane, just to get an idea. Baba, what's been happening on the ground and how long has the situation been?
The situation is very, very bad on the ground here in Orange Farm in Extension 3, where we actually reside. There is a number of transformers that have actually blown off over a number of years. It's about 3 years since Singanamba and Orange Farm. So we felt good now today we should actually highlight this issue with the help of ENCA, to highlight this issue to the government and also to the energy provider, Eskom, I attended this problem. The problem in 2020 during COVID. We couldn't engage Eskom simply because of the whole country was enveloped by the issue of COVID. So we understood that. We then waited for him to at least some restrictions in the country. Around 2022, that's when at least a movement in at least from SIT Eskom would us engage. He then called our councillor to inform us about a Barishi agreement at a very regional level in Eskom, but Bazolungisa 500 rand as a penalty for each and every house. That was an agreement reached with Region G of Milan Council. She then took that resolution to us as a community. Although Bugner resistance part Pagati, Eskom, where are we going to get this money?
And this is money to fix the transformers, and this 2 years later, it's 2022 now, since you've been on blackout,
yeah.
No?
No, it is. It's been 2 years since blackout. Now it's engaged along about 2022. Since I was 2.5 of it. Push again around October 8. I figure I go Eskom address as a community. Yes, it is true in the Bayama 500 rand. So no problem. We'll pop out that amount of money. Then we say back block committee to encourage abantu to get this at least. So abantu ababhatala athi yena ufuna 60%. 60% ubuningi bethu sesirichile thina ababhatele. Kusasele nje only few mhlawumbe we are still struggling to put the money together so that they can reach this 60% ayifunayo. So the process at the moment ilapho sisamele Eskom who is somehow dragging his feet in terms of solving this problem, the electricity.
Okay, so Tumela, I'm sure you heard the gist of that conversation around these transformers that blew up, a number of them back in 2020. Because of COVID, they didn't want to be an impediment to government. So essentially, they waited until the pandemic itself sort of calmed down a bit. And in 2022 is when they reached some sort of agreement with Eskom that they pay 500 rand per household. And they did, in fact, cough up that 500 rand. They're still in the dock. I want to bring in Mamunombulelo Shongwane. I understand you are a resident as well as a parent of Nomini Primary School right behind us. How's the situation have been, Ma? And I'm sure you're one of the families that coughed up this money that was required. Tell us more.
Yes, morning. This situation is very bad for us, even at school. I'm a parent and I'm a resident at Orange Farm. Electric Yahamba 2020. Yes, cut is a COVID. Yati Eskom ayina mali. in our kushuthi transformer yethu we pop out ama 750 sawathatha sawayisa ku Eskom ama 700 I54 sawasa kwa Eskom wathi sijike nemali thina besithi simenzela lula ngoba uthe akana mali yokuthi afake ama transformer then sabona ukuthi size ne solution siwumphakathi ngibuye ngize la esikolweni ku very bad abantwana bayagodola kumnyama makunethi imvula it's even worse abantwana baboni at all kuyabanda khona manje siya kobunye ubusika silandela ubusika besithathu I think manje abantwana bethu begodola enomini then bayagodola abanye abakhoni nokubhala even abami mabephuma ekhaya baphuma endaweni ebandayo mangena mali yokuthi ngigcwalise igas it's kubanzima ukuthi ubavuse abantwana bezohamba ekubandeni baya kwenye indawo futhi ebandayo kubanzima angazi ukuthi singancedakala kanjani siwumphakathi siyabazali babantwana basenomini sicela uncedo olukhulu ukuthi at least basenzele ngendlela efanelekileyo kuthiwe sikhuphe ama 500 rand siwakhuphile singama resident endawo ezahlukahlukeneyo but ababuyi back kithi njengoba bebethe bacela leyo 30% or 60% siyenzile thina kweyethu indawo kodwa ababuyi back sisabambelele ukuthi bayeza and obusika nabo buyahlasela futhi.
The third winter, I'm told here by Ma Nombulelo Shongwana, that they now going into without lights. And in fact, the primary school that you see on my left here hasn't also had electricity for those 3 years. She's explaining how difficult it is for her children to go to school, leaving a place that's cold at home, given that they don't have electricity, moving to another dark place, which is the schooling environment that also doesn't have electricity. She mentions how some 54 families coughed up some 750 rand, took it to Eskom in order for Eskom to fix the transformers, but still today they're in the dark. Let me just get maybe a way forward. Babu Temba, what's the way forward now? Do you understand when you'll have your electricity back? What's Eskom saying since you've given out these monies? And is it money? Let me just get clarity on that. Is this money to fix the transformers, or what is this money that was asked for by Eskom for?
This money that Eskom that is asking for, one, he said is penalizing us because we've been preaching. But at the same time, that will also facilitate to go to Abu Sama transformer back to the community. So way forward, people should start to pay these monies, and then number reaches 60%, even 80%, then Eskom will start to work. But at the moment, the pace is moving at a snail pace. That's what is frustrating the community. See, people have paid, but Eskom now is dragging his feet in terms of fixing. And like the lady said, that the winter is creeping in, so children are getting cold, and it's even difficult for them to even study in their homes because there's no power. That's the moment. But the way forward, would at least engage and keep on pushing him. That is why we even invited the NCA, they must come so that we can all push together. Eskom must attend to this problem which is affecting the community of Orange Farm.
Okay, so that's the plea, desperate plea from this community here in Extension 3 that at least they're hoping that the power utility is actually watching. We ourselves will be reaching out to Eskom to try and get some sort of a solution or an understanding of exactly what's happening here, as they've been without lights since March 2020.
And you can imagine it's winter time, it's winter season now, colleague. This is the worst time to be in the dark and have absolutely no electricity. Hopefully Eskom can bring us that right of reply and response, and we'll be sure to, of course, catch up with Aviwe Mtila. And the very latest from Orange Farm, residents reeling, community members saying children, even in school, are being impacted by lack of electricity. They tried going to Eskom to contribute, I think plus minus 700 rand. 54 families, of course, contributing that money because Eskom said they didn't have the money for the transformer. So I thought they were bringing those finances so they can get some relief, but none was given. So we'll await to hear from Eskom with our senior reporter, Aviwe Mtila.